All right, folks, welcome back. It is day 189 with Duolingo Japanese. Once again, Maku desu. Konnichiwa. Minasan yokoso. Well, so yesterday was an interesting unit. More grammar than vocabulary. However, we are responsible for the vocabulary, new character as well. So let's do the vocabulary first. So the characters, right? There are some new characters. We'll introduce them as well. But let's do the ones that stand alone. That's not involved in the grammar at the moment. Let's see. Make request, right? We're on go right into it. And we are trying a smaller thickness. So gotta get used to the spacing. So unit 44. Okay. All right. So we have heijitsu, heijitsu. Oops. And ototoi. Oops. Soji. Uh-oh. Wait, no, I got it. Sentaku. Denki. Those are pretty much all of them, with a few exceptions. We are going to cover that. So we're gonna spend, this is more like adding some English to it because it's kind of like a grammar. It's been a while since we got some grammar related things. So we're introduced to the te form. And specifically, we're using requests, so imperative. There's also progressive, present progressive. Examples. So let's say, so imperative, right? So we have imperative. And imperative also, we can separate them into our ichidan examples. What are ichidan examples? So, akete. And shimete. Hello, Bison. So akete and shimete. So we also have habete. So these are the predicates, or part of the ichidan. Yeah, one more ichidan representative. This one's actually new. I don't have this one yet. Oops. So we have habite. Does it really help you in learning Japanese generally? Like, can everyone learn any language on Duolingo, and can you speak fluently? What do you think? Lots of common questions there. Does it help you learn Japanese generally? Yes. Like, can anybody learn any language on Duolingo? Yes. Can you speak fluently? No. But fluency, again, is it's not, speech is not the only element of fluency. It's not the part of fluency. So language is not exclusive to speech. You would need to know all the things that Duolingo suggests and have in order to be fluent. So if you can't even do the things in Duolingo, then I don't care how well you speak, you're not fluent. All right? So let's clarify that. However, lots of people, with that said, out of the way, lots of people think speaking is the only component of fluency. And then what do I think? Those are my thoughts. Just to make it a very short answer. I do get asked that question quite a lot. But anything that encourages you to engage in a target language contributes to fluency. Fluency is on a spectrum, so it's not like some random state that you suddenly become fluent, in my opinion. That feeling when someone says, oh, one day it just happens, that to me is not something that I think about most of the time. If you're engaging in a target language, whatever tools continue to aid and contribute to your engagement in target language, you're getting closer and closer. You're increasing your fluency, not that you're getting closer to some arbitrary point. At least that's my thoughts and my opinions about language learning, since you're asking me. Others differ. Others believe that fluency is some very arbitrary point that they define at the time in whatever life cycle they are. At the present moment, I spend most of my time engaging in Japanese because I use Duolingo, I stream Duolingo, and I talk to a lot of people using Japanese and English. So that means that I'm closer and closer to fluency. What does fluency look like to me is that I use that language and I think about that language as a regular part of my life. The moment that happens is the moment you're achieving increased fluency. How much part of that language is part of your life is probably my interpretation of the measurement of fluency. If you stop studying and you start thinking without integrating your target language, then that takes away from your fluency. So hopefully that helps. I've been asked the question enough times that I have a pretty good idea of how I can express and answer those questions. So in general, yes, it does help you learn Japanese. And and can anybody learn? Well, Duolingo for sure. Anybody can learn any language. Without a doubt. Is it what you want to learn? That is a different question. Right. That is a very different question. Am I satisfied with what Duolingo is teaching me? Well, if I were to say that Duolingo is a one-stop shop, then I would disagree. Duolingo is not a one-stop shop. In fact, what I'm doing right now, this very moment, is something that Duolingo does not do for me. So I'm doing it for myself. I spend 50 to 60% of the time using Duolingo as a platform, but that 50 to 60% of the time, I'm doing something on top of Duolingo. So there you go. Like, Duolingo doesn't teach you to write. It doesn't teach you to organize grammar rules. It doesn't tell you to stare at a blank screen and try to recall everything. That is also true for Anki, Bushu, and any other form of SRS or graded readers. None of them are going to be able to convince you to do something active with it. You yourself have to. So that is the measure of fluency. If you think that studying is the only time you learn anything about your target language, and that doesn't improve over time, then you aren't getting closer and closer to fluency, in my opinion. So hopefully that clarifies things. Other than that, based on what you're saying, if you're asking if I can speak fluently, the answer is no. Because what you conceive, what I think you're asking, is a very specific question. And the answer is no. I probably won't ever be fluent in that context. So that fluency that some people say you only speak and think in one language, that will never happen to me. I don't live a life where I only think in one language. So whether that's ideal for other people, certainly. So I could definitely confidently answer that question. I will never, probably, ever become fluent in the way you're asking, if I had to guess. So there you go. Those answers will probably stay the same. I don't expect them to change. No matter how long I use Duolingo, I don't think those answers will change. Will likely change. All right. Let's see. So Godan. Yep. Are you interested in Japanese? And if you are, do you know Japanese? Are you studying Japanese? And how are you going about doing that? I would love to know your take and your approaches to learning Japanese. Godan. So what were our Godan examples? We have So we have yonte. Yonte. That's a mu, right? Yomu. Yonte. Yonte. We also have irregular. Let's put in irregular. So we have shite. Shite. So we have shite. Or suru. Shite. What kind of prompts do we get? I have another one here. Oh, it's skete. Skete. Our Goldan examples are pretty low. Ooh. Let's compact it a little. Kaite. Yeah, kaite. So kaku. Yes, ku. Kaite. Kaite. So ku. This one was new from yesterday. Whoops. Tate. Right? Yes, tate. This is tatsu. Tate. Actually, yeah, probably the line for suwate. Suwate. Aru here. Suwate. So this is ru. Suwate. Stand up, sit down, turn on, open, close. I think that's as well as I remember. You have other phrases as well. Sore kara. Sore kara. There's also sore kara. Also stem. Stem predicate. Te. Te as a conjunction. Also imas. Imasen or progressive. Yeah, we'll see if we can pick up any new things. Any new things. Okay. First, let's go back to Unit 43. Unit 43. I think we had some weaknesses, right, in 43. Don't even remember the topic. Say where things are. Oh, position. If only this plugin doesn't do that all the time. Okay. Position. So let's go over some positions. Ue. Shita. Migi. Hidari. Aida. Ueshiro. Ushiro. Oops, ueshiro. Ushiro. Ushiro. Mae. Uh-oh. Hmm. What's underneath? Making sure my music doesn't stop. Okay. Oh. actually. Yeah, it's probably just that, huh? Actually, I'm not sure. Oops. We're gonna go with that. No, that doesn't look right. Oh, there, Yetter. What's up? What's up? How are you? Oh, I know what it is. Yoko. Onari. Why are you so chonky? Onari. Taiwan. Taiwan. Okay. Kankoku. Kankokujin. Kankokujin. Okay. Ryoko. Ko. Omiyage. Katasumi. Katasumi. Me. Oh, wait. Just kidding. Kagami. Futon. Reizouko. Reizouko. Ondana. Satsu. Isatsu. Sansatsu. Nanasatsu. Asatsu. Gyusatsu. Jutsatsu. I think that's it. Yeah, doing pretty good. I don't think there's anything else per se. Oh wait, there might be. Maybe these are part of it. Itanai. Oh yeah, I think these are part of it. Nagai. No. Yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah. Ikui. Now I think we got it. But let's see. Let's go back. Let's look. Yes. So, yeah. Shita. Yoko. Onari. Kankoku. Kankokujin. Oops. Ryoko. Don. Satsu. Isatsu. Sansatsu. Nanasatsu. Yusatsu. Asatsu. Ondana. Kagami. Oh, I forgot Tokidoki. Don't forget Tokidoki. Miyage. Sumi. Katasumi. Nagai. Kitanai. Hikui. And Reizouko minus the Re. Okay. And then our new ones, we have Eijitsu. Eijitsu. Ototoi. Ototoi. Denki. Denki. Sentaku. Sentaku. Soji. Right, and then all our grammar stuff. Pretty much all our grammar stuff. Alright. Let's see if I can pick up any more grammar stuff. I was kind of like tilted yesterday. Oh, not as tilted as the Chinese section. Let's try to be a little bit more modest today.
平日は仕事をします。
平日。
平日
は
平日は仕事をします。
仕事をします。
仕事をします。平日は仕事をします。
平日は仕事をします。
週末平日
Oops.
外国週末
My bad.
平日は忙しいですか？平日は忙しいですか？平日は忙しいですか？
平日 Oh, you know what? Made was also used in a different way too. Oh, and I forgot the phrase like ii desu ka? Kind of more like a request or an answer. That ii desu ka is combined with te, the te form, to make a specific phrase. Like I'll remind myself tomorrow. 平和忙しいですか？平日は忙しいですか？平
日は忙しいですか？
Right, busy on weekdays. 平日
おとといは何をしましたか？おとといは何をしましたか？は何を
しましたか？
しましたか？
おとといは何をしましたか？
おとといは何をしましたか？
週末 Go shopping on the weekends. Shopping. So we're doing the 週末 I would use like 週末に or yeah 週末に週末は買い物をします。Oh, I guess they're just going with that.
週末
は
買い物をします。
I mean, go shopping. I was kind of expecting them to do like kau, right? Kau, like 買えて買ってYeah,買って Maybe something like 買っています。週末は買っています。Oh no. But that would be okay. That's fair enough, actually. That I shimasu go shopping. Yeah, that's fair enough, actually. Alright. Trying to think. Okay.
平日、
平日。
高
高
い、
い。
妹、半
半
分、
分。週末。
おとといはパーティーをしました。
おとといはパーティーをした。
週末、毎日、今日、平日、乗り、
ます。What did you do? What did you do the day before yesterday?
おととい
おとといは何をしましたか？
し
ね？
ましたか。
パ
パ
ーティー、
ーティー。
友達。平日。布団。
鏡、
週末まで忙しいです。
週末
週末まで忙しいです。
はい、平日は忙しいです。
はい、平日は忙しい。
左、
パーティー。週末。
平日、
友達。
おとといはパーティーをしました。They certainly are avoiding the te form in the first lesson of the set.
はい、
I guess that's kind of showing how to express things without necessarily using the te form. はい。
週
週末は
末、
忙
忙し
しい
いです。
です。Alright, this is where the te form comes in.
それから掃除します。
それから掃除します。Oh,
それから
yeah. Okay, so they'll start with それから Sure. それから
掃除します。それから掃除します。
それから掃除します。So like after that, I will do I'll clean. I will clean.
それから掃除します。
掃除、掃除、
それから洗濯します。それから
洗
濯します。それから洗濯します。
kind of like an 後で situation. 掃除。掃除。
掃除、
洗濯しましたか？
Okay. 洗濯
洗濯し
ましたか？
ましたか。洗濯しましたか？
ましたか？ So not until the third lesson is when the te form comes in. Okay. それから洗濯します。
洗濯します。
And I'm kind of paying attention to the predicate tense that's associated with the phrase それから I see a bunch of just double checking a bunch of the A form conjugation.
掃除してください。
掃除してください。
ください。
Oh, that's right. Let's add it with ください, which that's fair. It's a request, right? 掃除してください。
掃除してください。
Please do the cleaning. Or please clean. Yes. Please clean up. Sure.
彼らは掃除しています。
彼らは掃除しています。Yeah. And then we have しています。彼らは掃除しています。掃除してください。
掃除してください。
週末、平日、冷たい、掃除、
洗濯、
パーティー。鏡。
左、
布団、
二人、
掃除、週末、洗濯、平日。
What a wonder a single day does, right? What a wonder. To do the laundry. Oh, I screwed up. It's a day. I need to put a day at the end of yonde. I think I put yonde, so that's a mistake. I need to remember that. So it's a yonde. I forgot the doc one. Okay. Did you do the laundry?
洗濯、
洗濯。洗濯。洗濯しましたか？洗濯しましたか？
家の掃除をしてください。
家の掃除をしてください。Okay. Oh, this is the te form functioning as a conjunction. Oh, wait, maybe not. Yeah, no, wait. No. This isn't it. This is the and then. So this is the sore kara. So, yeah. 学校に行きました。No. You don't conjugate. You use the stem form. So, 学校に行き、それから勉強しました。Just taking a look at 勉強. I seem to have this knack for forgetting the right radical of 教. 勉強 OK
学校
に行きそれから勉強しました。勉強しました。 学校に行き、それから勉強しました。At least that's what I remembered. Okay. What are children doing? Kodomo? Okay, there's Kodomo. You're getting a little better at being able to write hiragana, just hearing it said out loud at least. Ah, yeah. It's kind of a interesting feeling at some point, where sometimes your hand just moves automatically on its own. Like when you're saying it, it just moves on its own, which is kind of a nice feeling. Sometimes when you're hearing like things like this, when you're hearing the stuff, you don't necessarily think of how it's written, but that's also kind of the same feeling when you're saying something and your hand just moves on its own. At least at some point. Kind of feels nice. You're well on your way. What are the children doing? Oh, kodomo. What are they doing? So, 子供は何をしていますか? Oh, and is it like multiple children? So you can be like
子供たち
子供たちは何をしていますか? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we're nailing down our grammar for now. 子供たちは何をしていますか? At least I think. After that, I will clean. それから掃除します。掃除します。
それから
掃除します。Okay.
家に帰ってください。
家
家に帰
帰って。Oh, I totally forgot about kairu. Kairu is a... Oh, interesting.
て
That's interesting. So I might have gotten that incorrect yesterday as well. Kairu is not a... Oh, wait. Just kidding. No. Yeah, why is Kairu not treated as a Ichidan? That's interesting. Hold up. I gotta look this up. Oh, Kairu is considered a Ru? Wait. Is not an Ichidan verb. A verb is not considered Ichidan if the sound before the Ru ending in A, U, or O. Oh, wait. But in this case, the verb is likely a Godan if the sound before the Ru... Oh, okay. Got it. Interesting. So I wonder if that applies to everything. So that makes sense now because so like we had to do this in domaji to illustrate. So kairu, right? Kairu. This would make it an ichidan. However, it's this pair. So this is an a. So kairu. And because it's aru, the sound a, after aru, it's a godan. Interesting. So that's why it's conjugated as a godan in te form. That's neat. That means I can probably apply the same thoughts with anything that's iru that is preceded with... Oh, no. That would still make it an each dot, actually. Maybe there's a chance... Oh, no. Let's not think about that right now. That's a little too complicated to think about the sounds. But for now, we'll do it case by case. So, kairu. Kairu is conjugated like in aru, as opposed to in eru. That's interesting. I'll make a note of that. I totally forgot that kairu, one of the verbs.
家に帰ってください。
家に帰ってください。家に帰ってください。Please go home.
家に帰ってください。
Or please return home. 家に帰ってください。
帰りました。
帰りました。帰りました。
帰りました。
Okay. And then this is our ichidan for E example. So shower. Well, I actually not right now. I will take a shower. I mean, for that we can not yet. So this is showerを浴びます。シャワーを浴びます。
シャワ
シャワーを浴び
ーます。
And then they're gonna switch it up and do the te form for abi. Abiru. This is a very special phrase as well. Abimasen. Abimasen.
浴びません。
すぐに洗濯してください。
Sugu. Oh.
すぐ
I need to remember sugu. We can lump sugu with the other one, right? We can lump sugu with heijitsu. Heijitsu and ototoi, because it deals with time. That's how we're gonna lump them together in this unit. Okay.
すぐに洗濯してください。
すぐに洗濯
してください。すぐに洗濯してください。
してください。すぐに洗濯してください。Let's do the laundry immediately. Okay. 帰ります。帰ります。
帰ります。
帰ります。
シャワーを浴びます。
シャワーを浴びます。Okay. Sure. シャワー。
本をたくさん読んでください。
本、what? Oh, yeah.
本
を
読
んで
ください。
No?
くださで
No,
読
not ください。Wait.
たくさん
たくさん。
読んで読ん
Wait? ね？
本をたくさん読んでください。
読んで
ください。
Please read. What? Okay, that's a little. But okay, I guess that's a request.
本をたくさん読んでください。
本をたくさん読んでください。読んでください。Please read a lot of books. 本をthis is more common that I would use the te form. 本を読んでいます。I'm reading a book.
午後6時に家に帰ります。
午後6時に家に帰ります。午後。これを Interesting. これを。これを読んでください。Please read this. これを. That might be a slight grammar point too, actually. Instead of doing like この. Instead of like この読んでください. It's これを読んでください. Alright. Oh, there's a plain form there. That's kind of interesting.
すぐにシャワーを浴びてください。
すぐにシャワーを浴びてください. Yeah. Please take a shower immediately.
平日帰ります。浴びます。浴びて洗濯。
Okay.
5
時。
時
5時に家に帰りました。
家に帰りました。浴びて浴びません。帰ります。洗濯掃除。
I will go right away. Wait. Okay.
すぐ
すぐに行きます。
行きます。
Yeah. Okay. Turn a phrase on immediate right away. Used to the
すぐ
すぐに洗濯してください。
浴び
Whoa.
浴び洗濯してください。
Alright. What a day does.
ここに座ってください。
ここに
座ってください。
The sad word. So we have 座る. Yep. Treat it as. Yep. And So ここに座ってください. That one we're fine with.
ここに座ってください。
So far, just 帰る was
ここに座ってください。
座ってください。
座りました。
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 椅子に座ってください。
Okay.
椅子に座ってください。
Please sit in the chair. Please sit on the chair. Yeah, that's right. In the chair, on the chair. Okay. I'm being a pet. 座って。Holy.
座って
座って。
野菜を食べてください。
野菜を食べてください。Please eat vegetables. Okay. Oh, yeah, this is a pretty good phrase. 名前を書いてください。書いて。So we're okay with that too. It's our coup. Okay, example. 書いて。
窓を開けます。
窓を開けます。Okay, now we're gonna get our ichidan, our two ichidan. ageru, and shimeru. Mado, so mado o agemasu. Mizu o, oh, we did have nomimasu. Or nomu. And nomu. Godan, so, and it's mu, so, nonde. Mizu o nonde kudasai. Okay. Na.
窓を
窓を開けます。
開けます。
Akemasu. So, actually, these are technically new vocabulary, like new kanji, but they're not new to me anymore because of other things. So, yeah, made o agemasu. Akemasu. Next to Shashinko. 今朝ごはんを食べています。
何を書いていますか？何を書いていますか？書いていますか？
What are you writing? 何を書いていますか？
何を書いていますか？
書いていますか？
開けました。
開けました。開けました。
帰ります。
帰ります。
座
座り
りまし
ましたた。
開けません。浴びてどこに座りましたか？
どこに座りましたか？ Yeah?
開けません。
開けません。
座りました。帰ります。
す。
開けて。
掃除。Please drink this. これを飲んでください。
これを飲んでください。
今
I'm gonna be saying I'm gonna keep saying things like勉強してください。日本語を勉強してください。Please study Japanese.すぐに日本語を勉強してください。please study Japanese immediately. And, oh man, being able to like use the imperative form is pretty great. And I can now say things like 日本語を勉強しています。Right? I'm studying Japanese. Like 今勉強 wait 今日本語勉強しています。Right? I'm studying Japanese right now. Right. So now I'm able to say things that I'm currently doing. So with the te form, I'm able to tell people or ask people or like request that people do certain things. And I also can express that I'm currently doing something from now on, which is really nice because it's still kind of awkward when you're saying, oh, I will do this. I do this, as opposed to I am doing that kind of thing. So K form is really great. Really great. Which I knew way back in week 1. It's very hard to speak in a certain way that reflects Americanisms without present progressive. I don't know how, it's still not clear to me how common it is for Japanese people to express it like that. However, in English, most of the time, it's often using present progressive, as in you're currently doing something. So most of your statements are, oh, I'm playing this game, right? I'm playing the game right now. Having the te form is absolutely a game changer. Not that I couldn't just learn it on the side, but it's kind of nice that Duo has finally done it. So future lessons will give me current form. All I get to tell people is my future plan. Exactly. Your future plans, or talking about yourself in the third person kind of deal. So it's kind of awkward, right? Or most of the things you can do is you can describe something you see. Like, oh, that person is eating, right? Or that person eats apples. Or that person... and then eventually you can say that person ate an apple. But generally it's very like, you can't say something that's ongoing all the way until you get here, provided that you're only relying on this. Obviously, I have been aware about the te form in a while now, but it's kind of nice here. It's a long time coming. Yeah, oftentimes you can only talk about what you plan on doing and what you have already done. Those are like the 2 earliest things. You first learn how to say what you're going to plan to do, or to describe someone or describe something, and then you learn how to explain the things that you have done in the past, and then it just ends there for a while, and then now you can finally say, you can tell people to immediately do something, or like you're currently doing, which is great. Yeah. Neat. Anyways, Lotus already hinted that this was going to happen. He said that I was going to get a grammar point soon. Like soon, that was really exciting. So I'm like, yeah, this is pretty exciting. Ima. Yeah, see, like I'm eating breakfast now, right? You could say I eat breakfast. Or later, I will eat breakfast. So like atode, right? You could say like atode asagohan tabemasu. Asagohan o tabemasu. So you could say later I will eat breakfast or something. Just saying I eat breakfast. Now I eat breakfast. It's still kind of weird from like a English perspective. I don't know if it's weird in Japanese, but when you say now I eat breakfast, I prefer to say now I am eating breakfast. Although I could kind of see it being like simplified or something like that. I don't know. Ima. Oh, that's kind of curse. Ima asagohan. Asagohan o tabete imasu. Tabete imasu. Oh, which by the way, it's Zadi has a training problem with certain. Zadi has an artifact, as well as one other person with very specific sounds, and this is one of them. It's like muffled. It's a very consistent thing. So something like dealing with that type of sample. So it does happen. Also, here's another that sounds like a possessed dog. Also, by the way, Blair, in case you haven't noticed, you have this form a long time ago. Like it's actually one of the first predicates like this form, one of the first predicates or expressions you have is in this form. And it takes a very long time. And occasionally, like up to this point, there were already 3 instances that this form exists. The one that I'm referring to is live, where you live. Sundeimasu. Sundeimasu. That's the te form. So for the longest time, you'll know, like, it just keeps taunting you. Like, what the heck? How do you conjugate sundeimasu? Like, where does sundeimasu come from? And it's because it's the te form. Like, you're currently living in a place. So you don't usually say I live here, I'm living here, or like you say I live here, but the meaning is that you live here and you continue to live here, right? So it's in sundeimasu. And you get that really early on, where people are from, right? Like, where do you live? That's really the first one. There's still others, but yeah, so they just slide it in. So that's how I knew about the te form way earlier, like way earlier. And actually Duo slides in a lot of different conjugations, and they only decide every once in a while to introduce the entire group. So you do have examples, and then after a while when you learn those parts, you're like, oh yeah, that's right. And then immediately the first example they'll give you is something of the old ones, and it'll make sense then. Like, what I mean is there are like phrases that you're not quite sure, like how I don't know, what is it, like hajime mashite, right? Hajime mashite, or namae wa namae wa something, like anything with like name is, or being called something. There are a lot of things, eventually it just breaks down, and then you understand the different parts of it. So you get a lot of like phrases, like common phrases that come up really soon, with no pun intended, by the way, because sundeimasu. It comes out really soon, but those are to get you speaking, right? It gets you like, oh, these are very common phrases. Just know those phrases as is. You don't have to be concerned with the grammar, right? Like the functionality. And then later on when you learn, it's like, oh, that makes so much sense now. Like, I don't know if you got to the section where you had nagai, what you call it? Oh no. Guai ga warui desu. Guai ga warui desu. Probably written like this. Gua? I don't even know if it's written as guai ga. Is it now? Guai. No, this doesn't seem quite right, but it's something like guai ga warui desu. Oh no, this is right. Guai ga warui desu. It's hard to imagine the hiragana. Guai ga. Guess they wrote it this way. Warui desu. So you're gonna, like, at some unit, this is like I'm feeling sick, or feeling sick, basically feeling sick. And for the longest time it took a while before this broke down. So this is a state, and this is the word bad, like bad feeling, like bad, warui. And then des you kind of know because it's the polite thing, like polite thing. And then this is ga, the particle. But you get this phrase really, really early on. Yeah, I figured. Like I figured you're close. You're close to the phrase "guai ga warui desu," to express like health. Like but it's gonna be a while before guai, and then ga, because ga is referring to this state. So it's referring to this state. So you're saying this state is bad. So I am in a bad state. I am not good, which is often I am feeling sick. So I'm not good. I'm bad. So these are like the separate parts, which is kind of like lots of these things too. Exceptional. Thank you, exceptional. Exceptional-ish. Exceptional-ish. I like that name. Thank you. Appreciate it. But yeah, so Blair, I think that's kind of like one of the fun parts. You realize that those things still exist. Like it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense if you're encouraged to remember all the things. Yeah. So in case oh yeah, no worries. Thanks. You're always welcome to hang out, share what you're learning as well. Exceptionalish. I always like chatting with where other people are and what. Oh no wonder I haven't seen Ga since then. Don't need to talk about the state of stuff when. Well, Ga. They kind of don't use Ga as much. Yeah, but Ga is talking about whatever is here. So whenever you have something that's here that wants to refer to something here, then Ga is being used. And then oftentimes Wa is talking about whatever is concerning here is the point of involving this. So oftentimes if you're like you can put Ga in fairly interesting places. But generally I think Duolingo uses Wa a lot to not be too crazy about things. Like for example, if you like something like ski, sometimes I use Ga because you're really emphasizing the thing over here that you like, right? Or daisuki. So the thing before daisuki requires an emphasis. Not that you can't just say wa, I think most of the time. But I can still just say wa most. Oh, and I guess now I can explain to myself. Sunde. So it's sumu. Sumu is probably the thing they're using. So it's sumu. It's the plain form of sundemasu. So since it's mu, it will be conjugated in the te form. In the te form as a sunde. And sunde is when you add imas. Right, imas. Then it means living. You are currently living somewhere. So so that's basically the parts now that I can recognize now. Sunde. Right. Sunde imasu. So sunde imasu. That's probably it's like section 1. Section 1 when you say someone is currently living in a place. Like America ni sundeimasu. Now I can explain it. Well, I kind of could have explained it a while back, but Duolingo has implicitly explained it now. It only took almost 2 whole sections later. Okay. Anyways, Ima. Oh, don't get me started on. Oh no, I don't know if you noticed this, Blair, yet. It's still a little weird. Like it's still hard to negotiate in my head, but I don't know if you've noticed like Ima, like frequencies, like time frequencies, things. Whether it requires a ni, sometimes a wa. Like when they choose to wa it up, right? When they choose to wa it up, or ni it up, or just omit everything like this. There are explanations for this, by the way. There are like quote unquote grammar explanations for this, and you just go. I just go with the flow, but there are things. If you're ever like wondering when they have a wa, when they have a ni, like what does that mean? And then sometimes there's a comma with no wa. There are explanations for that. I just don't have to worry about it too much. I do need to learn at least some basic Japanese for a planned birthday trip there about a year. Ooh, haven't started yet, but seems like Duolingo is a good option to get me there. If you're only visiting, right? If you're visiting to like get some quick catchphrases, get involved in being okay with remembering like select phrases and whatnot to be used for a trip, I would say Duolingo is a very excellent option to start with. I think the kanji is the scariest thing to get started with from an outside perspective. That's fair. Are you in need of kanji like right away for this trip in about a year? Blair here has a very excellent time with wanikani. I think wanikani is probably like the popular choice if you want to complement the kanji. Duolingo, it took me about 180 days before Duolingo swapped over to focusing on kanji. So might not be the most auspicious. Yeah, Duolingo is very, very slow in kanji. In fact, that's probably what makes their Japanese course approachable. They keep the quote-unquote scariest thing probably very minimal. So hiragana and katakana is something that most people will probably start with. However, Duolingo does not hit the gas when it comes to kanji. Oftentimes someone like Blair, yeah, they try to make, so Duolingo, for better or for worse, makes you feel incredibly comfortable, like as comfortable as possible. So when they lean in on like the scary things, right, the scary things, it's like really, really far down the road, like super far. I didn't even get to stories yet. And then when they introduce kanji again, where like they focus on kanji, they reset all the grammar and the prompts. So all the sentences are really short again. Like this, these are short sentences. Actually, sentences were actually longer than this before they swapped over. So they not only reset, they're making it incredibly comfortable. So the Japanese course in Duolingo is, some would argue, unnecessarily long. Like unnecessarily long in the sense that if you're going on a trip very soon and you kind of want things, it helps you with being comfortable with Japanese. And then oftentimes you want to, like, oftentimes people would encourage others to add something to spice it up, to speed it up, kind of, if you will. If you have all the time in the world like me, which I do plan on visiting Japan soon, but I like use Duolingo like 5 to 6 hours a day, so that's unrealistic. The one thing that Duolingo definitely does is it makes you not feel awful. Yeah. I have mild anxiety when they have things with commas, but it's not awful. You have a good grasp of the vocab. Oh, okay. And I might need kanji to read menus while we're getting food. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're gonna need another source. I'm not sure if... Yeah, I'm not sure if Japanese menus have kana in them. If they don't have kana written aside on the side, it's going to be a very long time before you have... Oh, besides katakana. So, so the kanji for like foods is probably non-existent still for me. Yeah, except for like tea and like water. Wouldn't it have furigana? I'm not sure. I haven't ever seen a Japanese menu before. The phrase I need to learn first though are sumimasen. Oh, sumimasen. I'm still learning Japanese. Ooh, that one's tough. Sumimasen mo. I don't even know the phrase for learning yet. I would probably say something like a different way to phrase that, but I can't even say that right now. And where's the bathroom? Oh, where's the bathroom is probably you're going to be able to say that. But still learning Japanese, that's complex for me. I think I just need to know what beef, chicken, etc. protein and yeah, I can order tea, rice, and water for sure. Or just I'm back. Yeah, something like sumimasen, eigo o hanashimasu. So, you'll probably be able to say that very like quickly, like, or just excuse me, right, like. Basically, I said, sorry, I speak English, right? Although I do have to admit, you don't even have to... culturally, the moment they realize that they might even assume a lot of times when you walk in, depending on like what you look like and how you handle yourself and whatnot, generally they probably make the assumption anyway. So you don't even have to say you don't speak Japanese. It's kind of a really standard cultural thing. Like even for... I'm not Japanese, but my parents do the same. They operate Chinese food services in their life, and usually when it comes to like going to, as an extrapolation, going to a Asian establishment, they try to do their best to not have the customer have to mention any inconvenience. So it's kind of nice that way if you're talking about the whole restaurants. I think it's endearing when someone's learning English and they say, I'm bad at this in broken English. That's all I want in Japanese. Yeah, I can see that. The interesting thing about, in my opinion, again, this is me extrapolating. In Japan, you don't have to say that because it's a face culture. So they don't want you to say that. They would project that it would be an embarrassment. It would be kind of embarrassing. Like, what I mean is, it's kind of like a cultural difference. So, the thing, if I operated a business, it is my duty to make you feel comfortable. So I don't want you to have to tell me that you don't speak my language, right? So, it's kind of like a interesting. I'm not saying you don't. You can, right? You wouldn't do it or something like that, or it's just the idea. Yeah, I'm still streaming. We still haven't completed our lessons yet, guys. From what I've seen, if you give a general name, they will help. Yeah, they will be helpful, honestly. If I'm visiting somewhere with a different language, I just want them to know I'm making... Yeah, So it does sound like they're very, yes, it is quite. Yeah. So here's the thing, right? It's so different, but that's kind of why I love about the Japanese culture from extension, where if they see you, they be ready. So like if you walked in, like say if you ever approached me, right, in my parents' restaurant or something, and I'm saying, oh, okay, let's try English first. I know like in the side of the Western side, like in the United States, assuming stuff and doing stuff may seem a little bit presumptuous and whatnot. On the flip side, in the other cultures, it's more like, oh, I got to do everything I can to be accommodating and be efficient. So oftentimes it's from the side of, you don't have to tell me you don't speak Japanese. I'll speak to you in English first. And then if you spoke to me in Japanese, for example, that'd be cool. Right? That'd be cool. So that's kind of the idea. So when you go up there and they speak to you in English, or try to speak to you in English, and then you try to speak Japanese back, it'll be an interesting interaction. But generally speaking, they'll probably kind of push for whatever makes you more efficient, whatever makes the transaction more efficient, which is kind of a fun situation. Anyways, I'm not saying like I don't want to give you any excuses for learning Japanese, for not learning Japanese, because Japanese is really fun. I hope I don't give you the impression that you should be scared of Japanese. I actually absolutely love the all the times that I've been using learning Japanese. I just asked a question on Discord, which was, how am I expected to know the difference between ka and ka? How are they different? How do you enter half eyes? How did you enter those characters? Well, at least in my opinion, the assumptions in America are usually offensive. It sounds like the Japanese cultures make things go more smoothly. Kind of. I'm American, by the way. For the record. So, I can see it being offensive, but a lot of times the thing that is offensive is often the person who's being assumed. So there's it's a two body problem, right? It's a two body problem. Like if you go to Japan, there are other cultures that would find their homogeneity, the homoculture, offensive. So that's kind of one of the cultural schisms, right? You go to a country that's 99.9% adherent to cultural norms, and then you go to from another country that there aren't 99.9% cultural adherence to social norms. Like, for example, you and I will have different social norms at this very moment. Meanwhile, in Japan, that behavior tends to be acceptable because it's also almost homocultural, where most people are on the same page. It's only offensive when people are not on the same page. In my opinion, it's likely to be more offensive when it's not on the same. So culture shock is probably the point where there's unintentional offense that can occur, or burdensome offense. What is not shown in public tends to not be the entire picture. Discord makes the difference more obvious. Isn't that the half with kata versus full with kata? I don't know, Blair. What did you reply to my guide? It's ka and kata. They wouldn't stick around. That's kind of. Wait. I don't know what chikata is. Let me look. Chikata. Interesting. Chikata. Oh, you're not. You're not supposed to tell the difference. It's context based. What you call it, kanji, right? Like kanji, doesn't mean your kana isn't gonna not appear in kanji. Like what I mean is, lots of there are gonna be more than just that. It's kind of like saying ni. How are you gonna tell the difference between ni? Context, right? It says katakana. It says katakana ni, or is it the kanji ni? Which one do you think this is? There are plenty of. I think there are more than just chikara. Yeah, so you're fine. Oh, which by the way, you're more than welcome to join these little hooligans here. Afis is starting, so Blair is like really hardcore. So feel free to join everyone. Like, I think it's learning and making things less scary is great with friends, or like with any form of strangers or interaction. So you're definitely more than welcome. How did I not see that it was Chikara? How do you know Chikara? Why are you guys, how do you guys know power? Force, strength? How do you, how, in what way is this being used? What the heck? Yeah, definitely feel free. Oh, it's on Wanikani. Oh, I see. Yeah, exceptional. So you're saying in about a year, right? You're gonna go to Japan in about a year? Or I might have misread that. Man, a year is quite some time to engage in Japanese. And there are quite a lot of people around to engage. Maybe not so much hang out with hardcore peeps. I'm not a hardcore person. You won't get like, at least in my opinion, I hope you don't get like tough love from me, or like the impression of tough love, because I think there's too much. I think that might be too much of that going around a lot of times when it comes to Japanese. We make stories here, we make memories, and then go from there. If you're frustrated and you're like complaining about, like you want to complain about something, I want to hear it. Because if you complain about it, in my opinion, it will probably help you remember things anyways. So hopefully you find somewhere that's fun to use Japanese or talk about Japanese. I like these two little goobers talking about ka and chikara, and I have no idea what chikara is. Well, I do now, but I haven't ever seen chikara written. Now I can think about is using like chikara is as a modifier for sushi. So like order power sushi. Like chikara no sushi sushi o kaimashita. I bought power sushi. Look, some days I just want to do one section of vocab in a 5-section lesson. The other days I power through 3 units in a day. Oh, dang. That's a lot of power. All right. Let's get back. Let's refocus. Also, Okay. All right. I'll let you two goobers. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, Chikara sushi. Chikara sushi. I don't know if you need a no in it. Chikara no sushi, because of chikara isn't it's hard to know what kind of thing it is. It's probably not an adjective. An e adjective. It's definitely not an e adjective, and it's likely not a non-adjective. So I just went with chikara no sushi. Just made it in, just make it into an adjective. I can power sushi. Okay. Let's see. Okay.
水
水を飲んでください. Listen, guys. This, okay? The two of you. Alright? 水を飲んでください. Okay? 水を飲んでください. I need to go to the bathroom soon, so I'm not gonna drink anymore. Alright, alright.
窓を閉めました。
窓を閉めを閉めて. Where's no? 閉め? Oh, just
また。
しました. Oh, okay.
窓を閉めました。
閉めました. I closed the window. Okay. Not quite yet.
閉めました。
閉めました.
閉めました。
立ってください。立
立
っ
って
て
くだ
くだ
さい.
さい。
Stand up, please. You hear me? Stand up, sit down. 立ってください. Okay. Please stand up. Sorry. Oh, you know what? I got such a deep cut. I just had a deep flashback. Please stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance. Dude. That just brought me back to elementary school. Elementary school too. Like, that just brought me back to regular, like, the first, like, several, you know, the first 18 years of my life, more or less. Beginning of each homeroom, please stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance. Did you guys do that? I'm sure Blair did. I don't know if AFIs have a thing that AFIs. I don't know if you do a thing like that in the American education system, at least in my generation. You pledge to the flag at the beginning of like each school day, and you like kind of recite this thing. It was interesting ritual, I guess, routine. 閉めません。
閉めません。
閉めません. I'm not sure if they still do it. It wasn't a normal thing in all your schools, okay, but I remember doing it at least a handful of times. Okay. Yeah, like I'm not sure how common that is anymore. Cuz it's like as a person who's like much older now, it's kind of weird if I think about it in retrospect. It seems like something that may be a problem. It can end up raising a problem. But I do remember doing that at least all of elementary and high school. Now that I understand why Tanaka is rice patty middle. Oh yeah, Tanaka. It definitely seems weird now, sort of. You know, indoctrination. Yeah, exactly. Exceptional. That's exactly what I'm thinking of. I'm like, yeah. It seems like a more archaic form nowadays. It almost seems, yeah, ritualistic. Yeah, so
電気をつけました。
I haven't been. I don't know how long it's been for you, exceptional, but I haven't been it's been a very long time since those years. I'm not like a fossil, but I am approaching my 40s.
電気をつけました。
電気を don't. Oh, here's my plug. By the way, you're 34 now. Gosh, that's a very long time too. Okay, listen, exceptional. Also, congratulations for living 34 years. I hope having an exceptional time, right? Congratulations. I don't think that's being said enough for a lot of people. You made it to 34. That's incredible. And also, as someone who's 37 now, I would say from this generation, from the generation I grew up in, right? You're not too old to learn a second language or third language or fourth language. I still remember that was a thing. Like, I specifically remembered when people were arguing in my high school times when we learned, like, got the choice of Spanish, German, and French and whatnot, and they say, oh, but it's already too late. Why do we even have to learn language? Because we're already too old to learn language. I still remember that being a thing, that like conception of things. It still exists now, of course. It still exists now, especially anyone who's older than me and maybe like around our age. That's still a conception, but nah. I think that was some like really hard line conventional knowledge that I don't necessarily yeah. I'm being like, I'm plugging basically. It's not too late. Not too late to learn a language. Or at least use it for some pragmatic purpose. Learn enough for pragmatic. Flabbergasted. FIs. Just pulling out. I haven't seen flabbergasted. Oh, hitotsu. Oh, okay. You guys are talking about counters. Oh. Did you guys did Wanikani start with days of the month? Did you guys already enter days of the month? Cause that one is a lot of fun. It's almost as fun as tsu. It's almost fun as the tsu counter. But the he counter, this is hilarious. Days of the month isn't that bad? Oh yeah? Really? Days of the month, huh? Interesting. You don't think days of the month is bad? So what counters are you thinking? Wait. Did I miss what type of counters you're referring? One thing, one day, 1 month, all different readings. Yeah, but in days of the month, every single read is, nearly almost every single read is different. So far, at least. I know 1/3 of a month. Every single read is different. So maybe there's something special about days of the month that makes it not as the same as the things you're talking about with different reads. As far as learning a language, I think it has to do with immersion. Okay. And as a kid, you have insane imagination, so you can just live in your head in Japanese or another language. As an adult, it feels like it requires more effort. Probably why living somewhere to speak the language all the time is a much better way to learn. I can see that. That's a fair point. Yeah, those are very fair points. I will maybe contribute an alternative perspective. As a kid, you are consistently learning, so that creative imagination. I totally agree with you, that incredible imagination. As an adult, you spend many years not learning anymore. So because you don't continue to learn appropriately, as in like innovate and be creative, I'm not saying all adults, I'm one of them. If you don't enter a profession that is constantly requiring you to learn, then you no longer have refined tools to learn as you're aging, and you're developing new learning strategies as you're aging. So for the vast majority of people who end up picking up or thinking about picking up a language later, they are still continue to rely on the strategies that they once used as a kid, and those strategies no longer apply or have limited, diminished return on you as an adult. So like when you graduate from high school, a substantial number of people stop developing their learning strategy. So yes, it does require more effort because you have to reestablish different types of learning strategies now that you're an adult. So oftentimes the misconception here is that kids and adults are, it's still a debatable like field, because obviously learning hasn't been perfected, but the idea is that a lot of the models, especially Duolingo, still predicate on the idea that the learning strategies that most people are most comfortable with are the learning strategies that are established when they were a kid, because the vast majority of people do not enter a state of learning for the rest of their life. Usually after high school or even college, their learning strategies stop being developed. They no longer need to learn anything. They're usually refining and practicing things for the vast majority of their efforts. They get a job, they work on that job, and they build consistently off the foundations that they have already established for life most of the time, right? Until a career pivot. So you no longer have to create new strategies. Like, you just don't need it anymore. You're really good at something, you continue to build on that. It's to the point, right? It's to the point where those adults are terrible, are like, I'm not saying that they desire to be teachers, but if they were to go on to teach kids or teach other people, it becomes very difficult because they are so specialized in the way they learn now. Anytime you have to undo all of that and reestablish a foundation, like learning a new language, you're going to have to reinvest in doing the whole discovery processing. And you know, adults have like an infinite amount of more experience than a kid, so you have to negotiate all of that, and that takes a lot of effort, especially when you have to pivot, especially like if you have to start a new career. That's encountering the same situation where you have to reestablish all your learning strategies and reinvest again, aka start over, or that feeling of starting over. Couldn't agree more. Plus also, as a kid, the stuff you're learning is a much higher percentage of stuff you put in your brain. Yes, exactly. Like 10-year-old learning a new language might be 2% more knowledge. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the idea is that it's not a good or bad thing, it's a pragmatic thing. We optimize our life in a way that if you want to choose to do something and it involves going back to the drawing board, it can be very off-putting. And more or less, as a kid, it's easy to start new things, right? Because again, relative knowledge, constant learning strategies and development of learning strategies, because that's what you start. You're constantly in the state of learning. As an adult, you have to choose when to decide to learn new things or not, and oftentimes it's more comfortable not to learn. It's nice to, you've already spent and invest so much time into using what works, and one of the things that rarely ever changes is learning strategies. Actually, you can see this as early as the 20s, when someone goes into college and then they go to graduate school. The ability, in my opinion, the consistent ability to succeed transitioning from high school to college to graduate school is knowing that you are still trying to learn new strategies to learn things. If you are set in your ways, it's going to be a hard, rough road from transitioning from high school to college and thinking college is just high school. and then going to graduate school and just thinking graduate school is just like undergrad school. The reason why I'm saying this is because I've already gone through all that process. So the tougher it is for you to stay consistently learning in a state of refining your learning strategy is largely that. Just as a grain of salt, I tend to remind people that my background is different. However, I'm not saying you can't do it either, but it is tough. And one duality, one like very great corollary between this is it becomes progressively harder the longer you do something to start something new versus always starting something new. What that parallels being a kid versus being an adult. So over time, the focus, at least in my opinion, depending on how much I know about the person, I met lots of high school students and lots of university students, and usually that approach in encouraging them and getting them motivated is most definitely a different approach when I speak to older adults, because older adults trying to caress starting a new process is far more paramount to the success of actually doing something than a kid. A kid, you give them as many ideas as you can, and they themselves will actually tend to have enough inquisitive nature to pursue that. Once you get towards the 20s and stuff, it starts getting like settled in. Actually, due to the internet age, like the digital age, that has become hardened very early. I would say oftentimes people who are already in their 30s and 40s, that's around the age, like around my age, where it becomes very hardened and it's so difficult, progressively difficult to start something new, especially uprooting your entire language structure in order to acquire a new language. It's, yeah, really, really great. Which, by the way, exceptional. You don't happen to be in academics, are you? I kind of, your perspective, your relative larger perspective on expressing like the learning capacities of kids and stuff kind of strikes me as someone who comes from perhaps a prolonged stay in academics, or maybe like a profession that often involves that type of thing, right? You don't often hear that type of perspective if you're in different types of careers, like, I don't know, something that's very specialized, like super specialized, where you dedicate most of your career towards. I don't know. I'm just really, really interested in other people's professional background. Sorry, that's a slight digression. We're gonna refocus. Not in academics. I have almost a bachelor's degree and was self-taught in web development stuff. Okay, now I'm in accessibility specialist at a website company. Oh. Well, pardon my presumptions, but I feel your comment about like the perceived difficulty or the relative learning capacity of people certainly is very reflective of someone who may be focused on accessibility. And oftentimes that's kind of what I consider as paramount to connecting and enabling people to do things. Accessibility, right? And more so than not a blanketed statement, more like appropriateness, appropriate accessibility, as in what is accessible to an adult, for example, is not necessarily accessible to a young adult or an adolescent, right? And that's kind of my take on even communication problem solving in general. So I do educate a lot of our staff on how to make their code more accessible and responsive to. Oh, assistive technology. I see. You have to be a very analytical and detailed. That's understandable. That's pretty cool. Very nice. And when you say you have almost a bachelor's degree, are you gonna continue to complete that bachelor's degree while you're doing your website company? I imagine that's also a possibility too, right? Like study and work at the same time. Is that also why you're going to Japan? I've met quite a lot of people who work in, all right, this is going to be a little bit generalizing, but in like tech adjacent or involved that has something to do with traveling. You don't want to get into it how I feel, but I probably won't continue. Oh, okay. Well, just for transparency, exceptional. Seems like a high cost for the return. Okay, fair enough. And as a transparency thing, my fondness for academia goes really deep. So it's not a kept secret that I have a relatively privileged and lucky perspective, so very fortunate perspective on my experience with academia. It is the thing that drove me to my lowest point in my life in terms of like exhaustion and burnout and possibly depression and whatnot, but it's also the greatest source of my marketable skills. So with that said, I do have a doctorate in biology. So that was the last thing related to academia that I have done prior to my voluntary break that still exists now from that. And I don't know. And generally internet stuff means you can just put projects on GitHub or blog as a resume. You can back yourself up without a degree, basically. Yeah. That is a way to bolster your resume for sure. I always considered. I don't think it's been a while since someone asked me what the meaning of a PhD is, right? And it's basically demonstrating your commitment to being able to learn something. It's not necessarily something. And when you have a resume filled with projects, right? Projects, things you made, that is also reflexive of a commitment to learning and producing something, right? So naturally, with a lifetime of the time you can do, if you're self-motivated and committed to learning and self-study and producing a resume of that nature, it would be, in my opinion, sufficiently equivalent to the time and investment that other people would have in demonstrating and acquiring a degree, which is effectively, in my opinion, reflecting the same thing, or like similar things of the person's character or capacity. Well, I think school can be great for some people. My sister just finished her PhD and is going to work at NASA. Well, congrats to her. It's all just showing you learned a bunch of stuff. Yes. Yeah. Like what I'm saying now, how I'm speaking or breaking down how I would suggest something, appropriateness to gather, like problem solve. Like if someone asks me a question, how can I quickly gather enough information to make an educated response? That type of thing. You can learn all of that type of thing by engaging yourself in projects. Like create something accessible for a clientele, for a hotel entrance or something. All those types of problem solving and whatnot is still engaged in the person. The extra thing about academia is it can possibly obligate to do them. However, if you're already self-motivated to do so, you don't necessarily need it, right? It's sufficient to encourage you in case you need more motivation. But to me, I wouldn't be doing this Duolingo thing if I didn't think I have enough self-motivation. So kudos to you, honestly. And your sister sounds like a baller too. Sorry, I digress now. We're gonna refocus. You got news that your clownfish died? Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. How'd you get your news that your clownfish died? Wait. Someone delivered the news to you? Like at home because you're away from home?
電気をつけました。
Ding. Okay.
電気を
Thank you. Tsuke
つけ
Tsukemashita.
ました。
Turn on the lights. They didn't include turn off the lights. Oh, they sent you pics, so now I need to go deal with that? Oh. Husband checked on the tank. I'm sorry to hear about your clownfish. Yeah. Thank you for the share, by the way. Exceptional. It sounds like your sister is also really self-motivated and high functioning as well.
電気をつけました。
I also have a sister who happens to reside in Japan right now. That's kind of full circle as a candid share. It plays into a little bit of how I found myself learning Japanese. Yeah.
電気をつけました。
Thank you, tsukemashita. 立ってください。
電気をつけてください。
電気をつけてください。Languages sure are cool. Super good life skill to have learned long term. Super good life skill to have long term. Yeah. The thing that I like about language learning is the learning part. I think I've been looking for something that I could make content around that had struck the medium between constantly meeting people that are in the process of learning. It doesn't have to be language. However, language seems to be a great medium at this point, a great context. For a while, before I started language learning this year, right? It's only within the last year. The last 4 years, I was actually, I spent the last like 5 years. 5 years trying to create a medium in which I could make video games a way to have people challenge themselves to learn things as they grow older or young. Like I like talking to younger people, however, older people, etc., where you could use mediums like anything really to constantly develop your life skills, and that life skill is the capacity to learn, like learn and adapt, like critical thinking and whatnot, things that are acquired, that are commonly acquired through education. However, doesn't necessarily have to be. So oftentimes I use like lifestyle choices and routines and behavioral upkeep as a way to consistently push people, or like suggest people that there is very usefulness in learning how to learn consistently. Oh, no worries. Exceptional. Yeah, take care. Good luck. Let me know what happens, what you decide on Japanese, by the way. I think these goobers here would love to like throw back and forth learning Japanese. I think learning a language with company is fantastic. So don't be a stranger, you know? Thank you again. Exceptional. It was really wonderful meeting you. Yes. Please close the window. One of us. We're building a village, Half-Eyes. Slowly. I can see the village coming together, you know? Gotta build that village. Alright. 閉め、
閉め、
wait.
閉め、
窓を
ま
閉めてください。Alright, let's refocus.
この部屋の電気はつけません。
I have 14 minutes to complete this. Oof. Slowly but surely, yes, one person at a time. Build a village of support. Build a village.
この部屋の電気はつけません。この
部屋
部屋
この部屋を
この部屋の電気はつけません。
の
電気
電気
は閉めて
閉めて閉めて
つけ
ません。
この部屋の電気はつけません。
Okay, I didn't turn on this light. This room's lights.
この部屋の電気はつけません。
All right. Let's refocus. It's always fun whenever there's a new person chatting and whatnot. Always great. 窓閉めて閉めて sorry 窓を閉めてください。Please close the window.
電気をつけていいですか？
電気をつけていいですか? I need to remember this phrasing. Using te with e as a way to ask, sort of. Like, may I close? May I open? つけて turn on. Sorry, may I turn on the light? 電気をつけていいですか？え？
開けません。座りました。
閉めました。
閉めません。掃除。
窓を閉めます。
窓を閉めます。I will close the window. Got it.
掃除。開けません。平日。帰ります。閉めま
せん。Okay?
電気
をつけます。
つけまし。
Oh, I turned on. つけました。
私は立ちませんでした。
私は立ちyeah, that's the conjugation of 立つ。私は立ちませんでした。Okay. I did not stand up. Ooha. Okay.
私
は立ちませんでした。立ちませんでした。
Get more with Super Duolingo.
Get more with soup. Okay. Alright, I got one more lesson. Oh no. It's fine. We're still on track.
それから掃除します。
それから掃除します。Okay. 掃除します。
すぐにシャワーを浴びてください。すぐ
にシャワーを Where the heck is shower?
シャワーを浴びてください。すぐにシャワーを浴びてください。
Imagine saying this to someone. すぐにシャワーを浴びてください。Please take a shower immediately. Yo.
水を飲んでください。
水を飲んでください。Okay. Yes, please drink water, guys. Actually, I'll do that even though my bladder's kind of... I need a bathroom break.
水を飲んでください。
We're close though. We're close.
すぐに洗濯してください。
すぐに What are we doing?
すぐに洗濯してください。
洗濯して
ください。
Please do the laundry immediately.
彼女は水を飲んでいます。
彼女は水を飲んでいます。彼女、水を飲んでいます。
牛乳を飲んでください。
牛乳。
牛乳
を飲んでください。Please drink milk.
牛乳を飲んでください。
Alright. I don't know about that. Did you guys know that I'm not sure how accurate this is. I didn't know this was the case, but I think that might have had the misconception, but lactose intolerance is the genetic norm. It's actually lactose tolerance that is the genetic like uncommon thing. I'm not sure how valid this is, like statistics wise. Maybe there was like a shift or something, but apparently there's a case, like an evolutionary case, I suppose, in ways of suggesting that a lactose intolerance is the norm, actually, like the statistical norm, as opposed to the abnormal. The only reason I'm saying this, I think of please drink milk. The moment I think about it is like, ooh, there's gonna be a lot of gassy people out there. Lactose and tall ant. Oh my gosh. Don't Mad Lib me, okay? Blair, have you ever played a game called Mad Lib or something like that? Is it called Mad Lib? Where like they put words like that together, and then if you say it well enough together, you'll get what it's supposed to sound like. Lactose intolerance. I'm terrible with that type of thing, so we're not gonna go. I need to laugh. I don't even care that I'm getting the prompts in Duo Rock. Oh, you like Mad Libs? Okay. Yeah, Mad Libs are fun, and I think I have fun finding out how terrible I am with them. Trust. Like, if katakana has anything to go off of, right, I'm very terrible. Like, I would sit there and I'm saying like skate though? What the heck is skate though? If you get what I mean, like it's katakana is practically Mad Lib at this point. Okay, 掃除してください. That's such a mood. Okay. I need it to be like right on the head. You know, like haha. Like haha, I can deal with. If it's like not close enough, like I don't know about that. If I say it slow enough, surely I'll know what it is. Nope, not even close. Yeah. What was... There was one that took me a while. Like every time I look at it, oh, artisto. If you look at katakana, I'm like, is what? Like if you look at the katakana, like this is a personal example of mine. You might have different ones, but artisto, holy artisto. It's a wild one for me. Or something like kyampasu, like anything with like kya, like kyampasu, kyampingu, that type of thing. I'm like Or like Sofing. That stuff takes me a while. Iced coffee gets me a lot. Oh, iced coffee. Aisu. Yeah, aisu. Whenever they tell me to like type ice cream, right? Ice cream. I'm like, Anyways, I think katakana really reminds me. It humbles me every time. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll remember this. It's fine. It's fine. The next time it comes up, it's like kalanda. What the heck is a kalanda? That happened recently. I think the most recent one was probably kalanda. Kalanda. Yeah, with one off. I think. I'm not even sure if that's correct. It's calendar. Let me see. Yeah, calenda. Oh yeah, calenda. Calenda. See, I even got it wrong. It's the re. It's calenda. I think the most recent kata you had was about French food. Oh, furansu. Furansu rioli. Furansu rioli. Furansu. Oh, Spain. Oh my gosh, Spain. It took me a while. But I've been saying Spain quite a lot. So Spain. Whenever I see Spain written, I'm like supa. I'm like, what is going on? If it comes to like the countries and stuff. Oh man, Australia. Oh, Betonamu was pretty rough. Betonamu for a while as well. You probably already remember. You probably already gotten Betonamu. That was probably one of the first, like, the earliest example of struggling. Like in Betonamu. Korean country translations are rough as well. Oh, I can imagine. Definitely can imagine. I think so far, Chinese, I feel at home with Chinese. Whenever I hear like Hangguo, 中国, like 美国, 英国, that kind of thing, I'm like, okay, all right, I'm fine with that. But in Japanese, it's like kankoku, kankoku, and chugoku. And then when you add like kankoku go, and chugoku go, like, all right, we need to calm down. I think in terms of language, it's definitely taragugo. Yeah, taragugo for Tagalog. Yeah, taragugo is like, okay, now you're just anyways. All right, good talk. 掃除してください. Wait, that's a Pokemon name? Really? Interesting. Huh. I don't know enough about Pokemon. Oh, Terrapago? Oh, Terrapago. Terrapagos. Oh, that if you pronounce it like using Japanese pronunciation, it kind of sounds like it. Yeah, it kind of sounds like it. I should play another Pokemon game. It's been a while. I haven't played a Pokemon game in over. Oh, it's almost been 2 decades since my last Pokemon. Man. For the record, it's not that I haven't played other animal collector games, but very specifically Pokemon games. I've played tons of other animal collector games. Like you know, tons of other. My most recent one was Monster Sanctuary. Monster Sanctuary. And then, oh no, actually, even after Monster Sanctuary, Koromon is the most recent one that I played. But just not Pokemon. Animal collectors are a subgenre of their own. They have silly crystal hats now. Oh, I see.
家の掃除をしてください。
So what you're saying is Pokemon is fashionable now. See, more merchandising. Now you can sell silly crystal hats, you know, with the Pokemon accessory.
家の掃除をしてください。
Yeah. I'm being a little facetious. Sorry.
家
Yeah, no.
の
Yeah, no.
家の掃除をしてください。
So, 掃除して
くださいを
掃除をしてください。Alright, let's focus. We're on the last things, so it's not too bad. Okay, may I turn on the lights? Right. So, 電気。
電気。
電気をつけていいですか？
ですか。
テラバゴス。Oh, yeah, Terabagos. Yeah, Terabagos. Taraguko. Taraguko is the let me make sure. Nope. Just kidding. I'm one of the Hararo, maybe. Hold up. It's Tagaro. Oh, Tagaro. I got the two mixed up. It's Tagaro. Tagarogu. It's the other way around. I think I said Tada. I said Tada instead of Taga. Tagarogu. Tagalog. Right. Man. Are you sure you haven't came to that chapter yet, Blair? It's in Duolingo. Tagarogu. Okay. I would definitely remember something that crazy. Oh. Okay. Soon. I feel like it's soon. I almost feel like yeah, soon. It's when they introduce like the second, like the fourth or fifth set of countries. That would include like Thai and like Deutsche and whatnot. Tate
ください。
Tagarogu. Okay. Okay.
ここ。
ここで何をしてこれでしてです。しています。していますか？ここで何をしていますか？ Okay. I stood up immediately and turned on light. Oh, this is the conjunction thing.
私
は立ってwhere the heck?
て
Tate. Did you just go on? Wait, tate.
電気
tate. 電気をつけて。No. つけました。
つけしますた
I feel like I'm missing a conjunction. Oh, stood up immediately,
す
so
ぐ
すぐに
に
Okay. Yeah, it just goes on. The te is the thing that combines the two. So watashi wa, and I gotta get used to this too. Compound verbial phrases put together using te. 私はすぐに立って電気をつけました。I think. Yes? I hate you. Wait. Wait. Is it just me or having a hard time figuring out where the error is? Oh. I clicked on the wrong thing. Okay, that's fine. That's perfectly alright. I didn't. It wasn't an error
私
in judgment, but more an error in being tricked. No, I'm just kidding. Right, it's fine.
ケーキたすぐたに
だって
て
電気を
つけました
Okay. Alright. So I have 15 minutes. Do I need that much time to complete this? No, not really. It's fine. And then we'll move on to Chinese. Let's see. 1年生. What the heck?
1年生
Alright. 1年生. Oh, okay.
おととい
1年生
1年生. おととい
おととい
1年生
1年
1年生ねせい
おととい
おととい
おとといおととい
So I find it really interesting, Blair, that you find days of the month more approachable than having different reads for other counters. It's interesting. Like even within the days of the month, because all their reads are different from all the reads of the others. However, there are a lot of counter reads that stay the same between each other, but the days of the week is like days of the month are substantially different.
4時間
That's so interesting. 4時間
土曜日1年生12時
おとといおととい
おととい
おととい
駅
駅
兄
兄
今
今
日
日年生
1年生せい
I'm sure I'll hate the days of the month just as much as that's true, but months are nice and simple. Oh, months are nice and simple. Yeah. Months are like one of those examples where with it like gels with other like counter the ones that really stick out for most people, they're the ones that the reads like just decide not to cooperate with all the other ones. And that tsu is a good one. Tsu is definitely a good one. Days are also the same too. Tsuitachi, futsuka. Like I don't even know if you know what days I'm referring to when I'm saying tsuitachi, futsuka, mika, right? Mika, yoka, itsuka, right? Itsuka, muika, nanoka. What is it? Oh, yoka. Yoka. And oh, what is nono. I don't know what 9 is. Nono tsuka. Nonoka. 10 is toka. Yeah, I've heard most of it, not all of those, I think. Okay. Yeah, man.
おととい
Ototoi.
3日
Nika. Oh, speaking of counters.
3時半
3時半
12時
12時
1年
1生
おととい、
おととい
おとと、
How about this one? Ototoi. How do you feel about ototoi? Having having ichi in it. Oh. Oh, wait. Oh, I wasn't reading. My bad. Sorry. I wasn't even reading that. I was reading the previous thing.
1年生
Oh, they totally did it when I was not paying attention.
2
Neat.
姉
Ane. That's exactly what I mean.
おととい
Ototoi.
3
Son. I'm yeah, I mean this. Ototoi. Yeah, my notes have those split up, so I need to regroup them. 10th day is funny. Yeah, Toka. The way I laugh when you said, oh look, no Ichi. Answer is Ichi. It's not though. Oh well that one, yeah. Yeah, but this is not. Yeah. Yeah, this one. Jinense. For a moment there. Okay. Alright. Oh, and Hadachi. Hadachi would be another one. That's weird. Every tens is kind of a little weird, but Hadachi is another one. That's 20. Which, by the way, a lot of the ones that have euphonic changes, like nana into shi, in the notes, in like places, you could they list both. So I don't know when that happened, but I feel like if they normalize the stuff, I feel like there's enough people who want that. What I mean is shi and nana, sometimes you still have nanatsu, or like yeah, nanatsu, but you might even have shi sometimes. 1分
1分
Okay.
1分
1分
1
I do need hearts for Chinese though. I think Chinese is the more complicated one in this unit.
おととい
Totally. Kind of want that other two back at this point.
1分
い、
5、
Oops.
5分、
おととい
I'm like 30 minutes behind. I'm gonna be 30 minutes behind.
おとといおととい
Okay.
7分 1分。
2
2日。おととい。15分。
おととい。
おととい。
おと、
4日間。
4日間。
1分。
1分。
おととい。
おととい。
あとで
あとで。
4日。
4日。
1分。
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 3日。
3日。
1分。 15分。5分。おと
とい。
おととい。おとと、
おととい。田中。
なんか、
お金。
あね、
1時半。
1時半。
1
Get more with Super.
Okay, get more with soup.
1人。
1人. Oh, I have ko. I have ko as well.
おととい。
おととい。
1人。
1人。おととい。
おととい。
1
一人。
一人。一人。
おととい。
1人。おととい。
おととい。
Sorry.
200。 おととい。 11。
Oh, don't. 1日。Okay.
1人。
おととい。
おととい。
おとと、
月曜日。
月曜日。
1人。
1人。
おととい。 10月。
10月。
兄弟。
一人。一人。
31日。
Okay. 3話。3話。
サンバ。
Samba. Oh, yeah, that's right. Both wa and ba are acceptable. Okay.
1人。
That's a good example. Samba and sanwa.
700。 おとと
とい。
おととい。おととい。
1人。
片隅。
片隅。
9つ。
9つ。Oh, yeah, 9つ。
おととい。
おととい。That's a new one. This one. 9つ。Oh, maybe it's not nono. Nono ka. Might be kokonoka. It could be kokonoka. Or day 9. Actually, I'm kind of curious.
おととい。
I'll look for it later.
魚。
Sakana.
1人。
Yeah, let's just look for it. So. No. No. Oh, here it is. Day. What is it? Yeah, kokonoka. Yeah, it's kokonoka. I can kokonoka. Okay. Alright, we're good. Alright.
平日。
Eijitsu. Okay.
お、平日。
Eijitsu. Okay.
おととい。
Ototoi.
平日。
Eijitsu.
平日。実。
おととい。
Ototoi.
おととい。
Okay.
1分31日10分平日おととい大きい平日8つ休みます
や。
おとと
平日
おととい土曜日明日平日4日
おととい
おととい平日済み3000本
水曜日。
水曜
OK。
平日
水曜日
平日
平日
水曜日
水曜日曜日
平日
OK。
午前平日あさって水曜日
20日
20日
No. 20日 Oh no, it's not 20日 Oh boy. What is 20日? Wait a minute. I'm getting two things mixed up. Oh, no. Wait. Yeah.
平日
Oh, Hatachi is 20 years. 20-year-old. Hatachi. Not. Yeah, Hatsuka. Okay.
平日
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 水曜日
水曜日
7は
Send help. Okay, 7は
日本語
日本
語平日日本
水曜日
I swear.
水曜日
31日
Okay.
午前水曜日おととい平日
平日実
休みます大阪
大阪市
水曜日山平日
I'm telling you. Nah, we're fine. We're fine. This is so what are the new things? I need to remember te into e. E. Te e. E desu ka? Right. That's a good one. What else am I missing? Kairu. Kairu, that's a grammar. So yeah, kaide. Kaite. What else? I think that was largely it. Might have been one other thing. No, that's pretty good. These are the two that I remember that is kind of useful. All right, so let's just wrap up. It's kind of annoying now, like the whole like spot thing. So I can kind of get if I'm not like being more vigilant. Okay, so that's a wrap. I don't need to review kanji. It's a different thing for this unit. It's not the kanji that is memorable. It's the grammar. So we already know these characters pretty well. All right, so that's it for Japanese. We got a little digression. It's ending message, right? Ending message is kind of like one of what we talked about today. I like to highlight, the learning process is something that you actually have to practice, right? If you don't consistently learn something throughout your life, you're not going to intuit any new strategies on how to learn things. If you're an intuition person. Otherwise, when you're gonna go out and say, oh yeah, I have to learn this, now what do I do? And you go, desert wandering on YouTube for the next best advice. Like, how do you learn a new language? Well, as an adult, when was the last time you learned a language? The longer that has been, the more likely you're going to roam the desert on how to approach learning something. That is kind of the disclaimer that I have for myself. I didn't really stop learning in general. It's actually kind of, in my opinion, a bit irrelevant what the specific thing I have to learn. If I spent most of my time learning new things every day, the natural state is I will find out. I will work it out. I find a very all right starting point, and I will know what to do about it. That is very different, and I think reasonably so, for individuals who spend most of their time honing, refining their skills, so they're built on foundation that was long established. So there's not necessarily a new driver to learn. This is with the exception of very specific professions. There are specific professions that will consistently encourage people to possibly reinvent and do other things and adjust their learning strategies. So that's probably the take-home message. I honestly think that's my approach after language learning, how I go about if I were to maybe in the future do like private things or offer like some sort of executive function like coaching or something when it comes to skill acquisition. Language learning has taught me a lot. There's a lot of things that allow me the opportunity to see and differentiate between people of different ages, maybe even cultural backgrounds, but largely of different ages and of different professional backgrounds, and line them up with how appropriate it is to suggest certain things. I think that's really cool. It's something that keeps me ever entertained. I think, honestly, low-key, not to downplay learning Japanese, learning Chinese, that to me is far more, like, it's even more interesting. Finding out how people interact with other people about learning is one of the major reasons I started streaming in the first place. And that preceded even before language. To me, the approach to playing a video game well has very honestly, I know this is going to sound very trivial and generalizing, but I do not feel any different learning a language versus playing a video game. Learning the ins and outs of video game, deducing based on incomplete information about the developer and their intent, and then where they're going to go from here, the predictive nature of understanding the values and Easter eggs and all that of video games. That's the level of gaming that I'm more accustomed to, not the level of gaming where an individual gets to confirm and reaffirm themselves what they're good at. So I love this game. I'm going to play even more of this game and more of this game. It is very cathartic, right? It's comforting and whatnot, and it's an affirmation of what you do well, right? I am very, like, you know, someone's very good at Souls-like game. Okay, the next game, they're going to try to be better at the Souls-like game. That doesn't mean they're learning new things. Like, what I mean is learning process. They are learning new things using very, very similar strategies, right? It is very, very clear when someone has to relearn something or try to adapt to something. Oftentimes those people suggest that they have to unlearn things, which to me is where I do not resonate. You don't unlearn something. You adapt and integrate the things you already learned, in my opinion. Sometimes for most people who are really, really compartmentalized in their skills, they do deconstructive learning in order to receive new information. I personally, that's not my cup of tea. I don't like reducing the things that I've already learned. So yes, most definitely, learning Japanese is very much like playing a video game because I made it so, right? All the things I learned that engages me in video games isn't actually really here in Duolingo. So I bring them here. It's kind of like my slight conversation with oh, take care. Good luck with your flight. Have a safe trip. FIs. Good luck with your vacation or something, or trip, or school, or wherever you're going. Good luck. Until next time. I look forward to hearing what your school day is going to be like. FIs. Have a safe trip. Yeah, so earlier I talked to someone else who were talking about like the integration of content creation and like their language learning. That's what I mean. You know? Oh, you're going back, okay, to England to get ready for school. Yeah, have a safe flight. FIs. I'll see you when you land, or I'll see you the next time when you get back. Yeah, so integrate the ideas together. If you can't, that's perfectly fine. That's the idea, right? Anyways, that's probably the take-home message for today. For the Japanese. I had a lot of great discussions. So I'm gonna shelve it for now. Plenty of conversations later. Made a lot of distracting errors. All part of the process. Okay. I'm gonna get up. I really need to go to the bathroom. So until next time, if you're gonna watch this later, arigatou gozaimasu. And mata ne. Ja ne. Until next time, to the Japanese interest groups out there. And I'm gonna change gears here. Get up, stretch, unload my bladder, and I'll be back for Chinese. All right. Thank you.